Hello students, welcome to the new session. In previous session we discussed about the hydrates of these sixth group elements. We discussed about the hydrates of 16th group elements, means sixth group elements. You need to include another 2 points also in that one, and those are boiling points of hydrates. So what are sixth group hydrates? H2O, H2S, H2SE, H2TE, H2PO. These are the sixth group hydrates. We discussed all the properties of these hydrates. Now we are discussing about the boiling points of these hydrates. So look at the general trend of the boiling points. General trend. After that we will change the trend. As molecular size increases, boiling points increases. As the molecular size increases, boiling points increases. So which one have small molecular size? Here look at oxygen is a small atom. So its molecular size is small. After that oxygen, sulfur has somewhat large size. So with regard to H2O, H2S has more size. As the size of the molecule increases, boiling points also increases. As the size of the molecule increases, boiling points also increases due to the increasing of van der Waals forces. So, basing on that point, I am writing down boiling points. Boiling point. So what is the boiling point for term? H2O boiling point is less than H2S. H2S boiling point is less than H2SE. H2SE boiling point is less than H2T. H2T is boiling point is less than H2PO. This is the expected boiling point of hydrates of this group elements. I am removing this H2PO because it is a radioactive element. Its half-life period is very less. So this is the expected boiling point. But in the real case, highest boiling point molecule is highest boiling point hydride is water. What is the reason of that one? Due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding, due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding, in H2O, due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding in H2O, its boiling point is very high. So what will do this intermolecular hydrogen bonding? Intermolecular hydrogen bonding increases the boiling points. Intermolecular hydrogen bondings increases the boiling point. So which one have highest boiling point? Water have highest boiling point. Now look at the volatility. This volatility is inversely proportional to boiling point. More is the boiling point, less is the volatility. More is the boiling point, less is the volatility. So which one have least boiling point? H2S has the least boiling point. So its volatility is highest. So H2S volatility is greater than H2SE. Its volatility is greater than H2P. Its volatility is greater than H2O. So this is the volatility not done. volatility. So these are the properties of these 16th group elements hydrides. These two properties are not included in yesterday's in previous session. So please include these two properties also in the properties of hydrides of 16th group elements. Okay. Next, oxides. Oxides of 16th group elements. Oxides of 16th group elements. These 16th group elements forms two types of oxides, dioxides and trioxides. 16th group elements forms two types of oxides, dioxides and trioxides. Along with these two oxides, they form other type of non-significant oxides also. So the major part is they forms dioxides and trioxides. General formula of these dioxides is MO2. Trioxides general formula is MO3. Dioxide general formula MO2. Trioxide general formula MO3. Oxidation state of M is +4. Oxidation state of M is +6 in trioxides. In dioxides, the oxidation state is +4. In trioxides, the oxidation state is +6. Examples for these dioxides: O3. Ozone is the dioxide of oxygen. Ozone is dioxide of O2. O3, SO2, SCO2, TeO2. These are the dioxides of oxygen. O3, SO2, SCO2, TeO2 are the dioxides of oxygen. Now look at the other properties. SO2, reducing in nature. SO2 is reducing in nature. TeO2, oxidizing in nature. TeO is the basic oxide. TeO2, amphoteric oxide. TeO3, acidic oxide. TeO is basic oxide, TeO2 amphoteric oxide, and TeO3 acidic oxide. SO2, when dissolves in water, forms sulfurous acid H2SO3. When SO2 is dissolved in water, it forms H2SO3, sulfurous acid. So when SO2 is dissolved in water, it forms sulfurous acid. Its formula is H2SO3. Next, come to the reactions. Again, we will discuss the further topics. We will discuss about this SO2 and SO3 again with along the preparations, properties, and the structures. Now come to the reactions. SO3 is CO3, TiO3. These are the trioxides of 16th group elements. SO3 means trioxides are more acidic than dioxides. Trioxides are more acidic than trioxides. When trioxides dissolves in water, they form sulfuric acid H2SO4. Ic acids, when trioxides dissolves in water, they form the ic acid, sulfuric acid H2SO4. This is about the oxides of 16th group elements. Next, look at halides. Halides. These 16th group elements forms different kinds of halides. Forms MX6, MX4, MX2, M2X2 type of halides. Here M is the 16th group elements. X stands for halogens. M stands for 16th group elements. X stands for halogens. Now take the first halide, MX6. Hexahalides. MX6 type of halides. MX6 type of halides. Hexahalides. Example for this MX6 type of halides is SF6. Sulfur hexafluoride. sulfur hexafluoride. How this sulfur hexafluoride will be prepared? This one is prepared by the direct reaction of sulfur and fluorine. When sulfur react with fluorine, you will get the sulfur hexafluoride. When sulfur react with fluorine, you will get SF6. You will get the SF6. Now look at the properties of this sulfur hexafluoride. It is stable hexafluoride. SCl6 does not form due to large chloride, large chlorine atoms. This SF6 is stable by steric factors. Means fluorine is small atom, so that this fluorine can easily accommodated on the corners of octahedral. So SF6 become stable. But when NCl6 is taken, the chlorine atoms are the large atoms. These large chlorine atoms are not going to stabilize when they are present at the corners of octahedron. Now look at the hybridization structure of SF6. Hybridization. sp3d2 hybridization. Geometry of the molecule. Shape of molecule. Octahedral. Hybridization is sp3d2 hybridization. Geometry of the molecule is octahedral molecule. Now I have to draw this one. Octahedral shape of this is SF6. This is the central atom. Here one fluorine is there, here another fluorine, another fluorine, 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 fluorine. So SF6, sulfur, fluorine, 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 SF6. So this is the octahedral arrangement of this SF6. Now look at this is about MX6 type of halides. Now look at the MX4 type of halides. Look at MX4 type of halides. MX4 means tetrahalides. How these tetrahalides can be prepared? First I am taking the example of SF4. SF4. This SF4 cannot be prepared directly. That means direct means adding sulfur and fluorine. If you get SF4, that process become direct process. This SF4 cannot be prepared simply by mixing sulfur and chlorine. To prepare SF4, this sulfur first treated with cobalt trifluoride COF3. Then you will get SF4. SF4 prepared by indirect method. Prepared by indirect method. You can prepare SCF directly. Sorry, SCl4 directly. SCl. So this is direct method. You can prepare you can prepare SCl4 by direct method. You can't prepare SF4 by the direct method. SF4 is stable. SF4 is stable and behaves as fluorinating agent. SF4 is stable and behaves as fluorinating agent. SCl4 undergoes hydrolysis easily. Undergoes hydrolysis easily. Undergoes hydrolysis easily. So SCl4 plus H2O gives rise to H2SO3. So first what happening is, so these chlorines are replaced with OH group present in water. So how many chlorines? 3 chlorines. 3 chlorines are replaced by 4 chlorines are there. 4 chlorines are replaced by 4 OH groups through this water. Again this one on heating, it easily undergoes dissociation. There is no need for heating. It dissociates to give H2SO3 and water. It gives H2SO3 and water. So this is about hydrolysis. SCl4 undergoes hydrolysis easily and you will get the SOH 4 times. This one on further dissociation you will get H2SO3 and water. Now look at the hybridization and shape of this molecule. So by this method this one is used as a bleaching agent. Hybridization. This one is in sp3d hybridization. Hybridization is sp3d hybridization. Shape. Seesaw shape. Shape is seesaw. It contains one lone pair and 4 bond pairs. It contains one lone pair and 4 bond pairs. So the seesaw shape is like this. sulfur. Here one fluorine is there, another fluorine, another fluorine, another four fluorines. Yes, CF4 with a lone pair. So this is the seesaw shape of this SF4 or SCl4. So another important point is this MX4 means especially this SF4, SCl4 behave both as Lewis acid and Lewis base. These things behave both as Lewis acids and Lewis bases. So this is about MX4 type of halides. Next we have to look at the MX2. Now look at MX2 type of halides, dihalides. Example for these things are example SCl2, SCl2. So how this one can be prepared? Sulfur on reaction with chlorine, you will get sulfur monochloride H2Cl2. This sulfur monochloride on further reaction of chlorine, you will get SCl2. So sulfur on reaction with chlorine, first you will get sulfur monochloride. This sulfur monochloride is the dimer. Sulfur monochloride is available as dimer. So its formula is H2Cl2. This sulfur monochloride again react with chlorine and it gives SCl2. It is a foul smelling compound. It is foul smelling red color liquid. It is bad smell. Foul smelling red color liquid. It is a small foul smelling bad smelling red color liquid. Next, hybridization of this one. It is sp3 hybridized. It is sp3 hybridized. Angular shape. Two lone pairs and two bond pairs. Like water. It has two lone pairs and two bond pairs. So this is sulfur, chlorine, chlorine. It contains two lone pairs. So it contains two lone pairs and two bond pairs, and it is sp3 hybridized, sorry, sp3 hybridized, and the bond angle is 103 near to 103 degrees. And similarly, we have another MX2 type of halide, and that one is OF2. Oxygen is sixth group element, fluorine X equal to, you can take any one, X is any halogen. M instead of M I am taking OF2. We know this OF2. How this one is prepared? Into the sodium hydroxide, when fluorine gas is passed, you will get OF2, HF and H2O. So into sodium hydroxide, when fluorine is passed, we can obtain this OF2. Hybridization of this one also, sp3 hybridized, it is somewhat more toxic than fluorine. More toxic than F2. OF2 is somewhat more toxic than F2. Shape is the same, angular shape. Two lone pairs. The oxygen is in sp3 hybridization. Shape of the molecule is angular shape. So angular shape, sp3 hybridization, two lone pairs, two bond pairs. So this is about MX2 type of halides. MX2 type of halides. Next, M2X2 type of halides. M2X2 type of halides. The first example is sulfur monochloride. The first example is sulfur monochloride. So how this sulfur monochloride is prepared? When sulfur react with chlorine, you will get sulfur monochloride, S2Cl. This S2Cl is a sulfonating agent used in the vulcanization of rubber. And this one on reaction with ethylene. Ethylene on reaction with sulfur monochloride. Ethylene on reaction with sulfur monochloride. It forms mustard gas. It forms the mustard gas. So ethylene on reaction with sulfur monochloride, it will give mustard gas. So it adds the sulfur. Used in vulcanization of rubber. Used in the vulcanization of rubber. Hybridization. Hybridization. It is also sp3 hybridized geometry. Shape of the molecule. It is like open loop structure. This is the shape of this SCl2 and the bond angle is nearly 104 degrees. Next, another type of M2H2 type of halide is O2F2. Another type of M2H2 type of halide is O2F2. How this one is prepared? Oxygen and fluorine gas mixture, when subjected to silent electric discharge, when oxygen and fluorine gas mixture are sent through silent electric discharge, then you will get O2F2. So what about the shape of that molecule? That one also is sp3 hybridized. It has open loop structure. sp3 hybridized. So this is about different kinds of halides, MX6, MX4, MX2, M2X2 type of halides of 16th group elements. Okay, this is enough for this session. We will look at the next topics on the next session. You have to prepare all these things. You have to practice the equations. You have to do the MCQs also. While after learning all these things, you have to do the MCQs. Then only these things somewhat remembered. Otherwise, if you simply looking all these things, you can't do anything. So you have to first learn all these things and practice on paper and do the MCQs. Then only you can remember some of the things. Again, you have to do the same process. If you done more than 2-3 times, then only you can attempt all these things in exams. These are somewhat very volatile subject. Easily the means you people easily forget about all these equations, all those things. And the only solution is you have to memorize, you have to practice all these things more than one time by understanding. Without understanding, you can't do anything. You have to understand all these things first, then you have to go for the practice. Okay, students, this is enough for this session. I will make on the next session. Thank you.